Hi there, welcome to another video on middle game tactics. This is Bharat Divyang from Zugzwang Academy. So today's tactic is called clearance of space, and this is the position we have in front of us. It's black to move and find the best move. So take a moment here, pause the video, and try to think about what's the best continuation for black here. Is it possible for black to figure out a win? Or if a win is not possible, then is it possible to get to a winning position? As I said, pause the video and give it a shot. Maybe about 2 to 3 minutes if you can see the tactic, and get back to it once you've solved it. Alright, welcome back. I hope you were able to give it a shot, go through your productive struggle, figure out if there was indeed a win here. Alright, now let's go a little bit and dissect this position. The tactic says clearance of space. But here's the problem when you are actually playing a game. Nobody out there is standing next to you saying, hey, you should think about clearance of space here. So how does a chess player develop these skills to identify patterns or figure out that these tactics actually exist? Or more importantly, is there a way of thinking? Is there a principle behind the tactic? So what I am interested in today is to teach you the principle that will allow you to discover these tactics in various positions. So here's my take on chess positions. Every position has hidden gems within them. It's not very apparent, it's not very obvious. The more complex the position, the game, the tougher it is to, kind of uncover these gems. But in order to do that, you need a principle behind it. And there are usually one driving principle, which is the concept of Zugzwang. Okay, and basically this means that can you force your opponent to make certain moves? You don't give him a lot of freedom. You restrict his position. You restrict his moves. And since chess is a zero-sum game, you also think about increasing your freedom, increasing the number of things that you have to do. So for instance, a complete beginner who understands that one should not lose pieces at this moment might just think about a move like, okay, I need to move my knight back because otherwise I'll be losing my knight. Fair enough. That's absolutely fine. But that just makes the game very drawish. And that also leaves a hidden gem stay hidden. Right? So if you want to create a Zugzwang, then you think about forcing moves. And here's where Zugzwang, our academy's tried and tested algorithm, the option generation algorithm, which is defined by the letter CKAD. So you think about, can I give a check here? And usually I'm looking for checks which force the opponent to do something. So in this case, one of the forcing checks is queen here. But it's not so much forcing because he has two different options to capture it back. He can capture it with the king or the rook, and therefore I would not say that it's a forcing check. What about this check? This is definitely forcing. He can't take it with the king because it's supported by the knight. He's forced to take it with the rook. And if he does that, and all of a sudden you have this empty square because the queen is moved out where the knight can come and deliver another check. And this leaves the king only two spaces to move to. I mean, in fact, one space to move to because the knight is still controlling this. So he's forced to go there. And you have a check which he can block temporarily, but you take it back, and then he can block it temporarily, and then you take it back, and the game is over. So I hope you were able to follow the entire thought process, the entire line, which I was trying to help you visualize. Now we can actually see it happen. So this is the check. The king can't capture it, the rook captures it. You have cleared the space, and that's the reason this tactic is called clearance of space. You've cleared the space for the knight to come here, And now the king is forced to go here because that's again Zugzwang. You're forcing him. There's no other option. And now he can just delay the inevitable. The king can't move anywhere. He has to block it. He has two options to block it. Most players would probably move the G-Rook and just finish the game. But if it's a computer puzzle, it'll just delay the checkmate as much as possible. So it'll probably lose this rook, followed by this rook. And this particular pattern is called the Arabian checkmate or the Scorpion checkmate. So the king is locked up. He's given a check. He can't come out here because the knight is controlling the h2 square. Okay, to sum it up. Yes, this particular pattern is called clearance of space, but you don't go in search of clearance of space. Clearance of space is what happens when you use CKAD, when you think of forcing moves, when you think of the concept of Zugzwang in chess. And if you follow the principle, the path of restraining your opponent's options, constraining his moves, increasing your freedom, then automatically these tactics are going to emerge in a position. And when they emerge, you would be able to see checkmates, and those checkmates will also have patterns. So for example, this last checkmate is an Arabian checkmate. But the whole point is you are not looking to create an Arabian checkmate. You are looking to checkmate him. It just so happens that that particular pattern is called Arabian checkmate. So there's a big difference between looking to reach a particular destination based on a tactic or a name and to go after checkmate and discover these destinations and names on the path. I hope you found this interesting and insightful. If so, please do share, like, and subscribe. And I'll see you in the next video. Thank you so much.